Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a question that's kept people up at night for ages. What's scarier, a planned murder or a random one? Imagine walking home alone, hearing footsteps behind you. Is it someone who's been stalking you for weeks, plotting every detail? Or is it a complete stranger who snaps in the moment? Both sound terrifying, right? But which one hits that deep primal fear harder? In this video, we're going to break it down. We'll look at real stats, psychological insights, famous cases that shocked the world, and even debate why one might edge out the other in the scare factor. Stick around because by the end, you might see the world a little differently and maybe double-check your locks tonight. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more true crime deep dives. Let's get into it. First things first, let's define what we mean by planned and random murders. A planned murder, also called premeditated homicide, is when the killer thinks it out ahead of time. They might spend days, weeks, or even months preparing, choosing the victim, picking the weapon, figuring out how to cover their tracks. It's cold, calculated, like a chess game where lives are the pieces. On the flip side, a random murder could mean two things, but today we're focusing on the impulsive kind, where it's spontaneous, driven by emotion or opportunity in the moment, or it could be when the victim is chosen at random, like a stranger in the wrong place at the wrong time. These aren't always mutually exclusive, but the key is the lack of long-term planning. It's heat-of-the-moment stuff, often fueled by anger, drugs, or sheer bad luck. Now, you might be wondering, how common are these? Let's talk stats. Research shows that most homicides are actually impulsive, not meticulously planned. In fact, studies on violent thoughts and actions indicate that while some killings are premeditated, the majority happen without much forethought. Think arguments that escalate or robberies gone wrong. For example, in one analysis, only about 23% of robbers planned their crimes, and homicides often follow a similar pattern of spontaneity. But when we look closer, premeditated killers are twice as likely to have a history of mood disorders compared to impulsive ones. Impulsive murderers? Nearly all, 93%, have issues with alcohol or drug abuse, and many were intoxicated during the crime. So, planned killers might be dealing with deeper ongoing mental health struggles, while random ones are often reacting to immediate triggers. Psychologically, why does this matter? The mind of a murderer differs based on the type. Impulsive killers often act out of raw emotion, rage, jealousy, fear. Their brains might be wired for poor impulse control, linked to conditions like antisocial personality disorder. Planned killers, though? They're more strategic, sometimes even enjoying the process. Serial killers, who often plan their acts, get a thrill from the power and control. Each successful kill reinforces their behavior, making them bolder. But here's where the fear comes in. A planned murder feels personal. If someone's targeting you specifically, it means they've invaded your life. Watching, waiting. That violation of privacy, it's chilling. Random murders, though, tap into our fear of the unknown. They remind us that danger can strike anywhere, anytime, without reason. No one's safe, and that's paralyzing. Let's bring this to life with some famous cases, starting with planned murders. Take John List, the family annihilator from 1971. This guy was a devout Lutheran, but he was drowning in debt and job loss. So he meticulously planned to kill his wife, mother, and 3 kids in their New Jersey home. He shot them one by one, arranged the bodies, and even canceled deliveries so no one would notice for weeks. Then he vanished, starting a new life under a fake name. It took 18 years to catch him. Imagine the cold calculation, killing your own family to save them from poverty. That's planned terror at its core. Another classic, the Clutter family murders in 1959. immortalized in Truman Capote's In Cold Blood. Richard Hickok and Perry Smith heard a rumor about a safe full of cash at the Clutters farm in Kansas. They drove hundreds of miles, broke in, and when they found no safe, they slaughtered the family anyway. Planned? Absolutely. They scoped it out, brought weapons, and tied up the victims. The randomness of the victims made it even scarier, but the premeditation was key. And who could forget Leopold and Loeb in 1924? Two wealthy, brilliant college kids from Chicago who wanted to commit the perfect crime just to prove they could. They kidnapped and murdered 14-year-old Bobby Franks, then tried to ransom the body. It was all intellectual thrill for them. No motive beyond arrogance, planned down to the last detail, including acid to dissolve. But the body. Spoiler. They got caught because of a dropped pair of glasses. Now, for random murders, let's look at cases where impulse or sheer chance played a huge role. The Zodiac killer, active in the late 1960s in California, killed at least 5 people, but his victims seemed chosen at random. Couples in parked cars, a cab driver. While he taunted police with letters, the acts themselves had an element of opportunism. He never got caught, which adds to the random horror. Anyone could be next. Then there's the 101 California street shooting in San Francisco, 1993. Gianluigi Ferri walked into a law firm with no personal connection and opened fire, killing 8 people in a rampage. It was impulsive, driven by paranoia about lawyers. Victims were random office workers. Wrong place, wrong time. Or take the Golden Dragon Massacre in 1977, also in SF gang members, stormed a restaurant looking for rivals, but ended up killing 5 innocent people in the chaos. Pure impulse and bad aim turned it into a random bloodbath, and more recently, Samuel Little, who confessed to 93 murders starting in the 1970s. Many were opportunistic, picking up vulnerable women on the streets, strangling them in moments of impulse. Victims were random, often marginalized, which made his spree even harder to track. So which is scarier? Let's debate. On one hand, planned murders terrify because they're methodical. The killer knows you, studies you. Think stalkers or hitmen, it's like being hunted. Psychologically, this can lead to paranoia. You start questioning everyone around you. Studies on killer decisions show that premeditated acts involve more cognition and less raw emotion, making them seem more evil. But random murders, they're the stuff of nightmares because they're unpredictable. No pattern means no way to protect yourself. Mass murders, often impulsive, happen in public places, schools, malls, streets. The fear is existential. Life is fragile, and chaos rules. Research on spontaneous violent thought suggests many homicides start as unplanned escalations. From what I've seen in forums and studies, opinions are split. Some say planned is worse because it's personal betrayal. Others argue random is scarier. It's the lottery of death you can't avoid. What do you think? Drop your vote in the comments. Planned or random? To make this even more in-depth, let's explore the legal side. In law, premeditated murders are first degree, carrying harsher penalties because of the intent. Impulsive ones might be second degree or manslaughter, seen as less culpable, but still deadly. But does that make planned scarier? Maybe, because it shows deliberation. Now, diving deeper into psychology. For victims' families, planned murders might feel more betrayal-heavy if it's someone close. Random ones leave "why us?" questions unanswered, leading to prolonged grief. Serial killers, often planners, have cooling-off periods between kills, building anticipation for the next. Let's expand on more cases. For planned, the BTK killer, Dennis Rader, who bound, tortured, and killed 10 people over decades. He planned each one, even taunting police. Scary because he lived a normal life. Family man by day, monster by night. For random, the Doodler murders in SF during the 1970s. 14 gay men stabbed in random encounters. Impulsive, opportunistic, unsolved. And the Miyazawa family murders in Japan. 2000. Brutal random home invasion. Killer left tons of evidence but never caught. The randomness makes it haunting. To prevent these, for planned awareness of red flags like stalking, for random community safety, mental health support, as we wrap up, remember, both types are rare, but understanding them helps us stay vigilant. What's scarier? I think random, because it could be anyone, anywhere. But tell me yours below. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. See you next time.